What's up, gentlemen? Welcome to the Week 1 awards, Week 2 preview, and updated rankings. Before we start, I just want to go over my Week 1 picks. For myself versus Borelli, I picked myself. John versus Jones. I picked Jones. John won. Dupe versus Mike. Picked Dupe. Dupe won. Dan versus Drost. Picked Drost. Drost won. Frank versus Jake. Picked Frank. Frank lost. Jake won. So I went 3 for 5. This whole season, I have a running document of once I make my picks, I'm going to write down who I picked so I can keep a running tally to see how I do at the end of the year. Because one of the things we love to do in this group chat is make sure that everyone knows that the person speaking is the smartest person in the room, and then everyone else is an idiot. And I've been told multiple times I don't know how to pick fantasy football. So I think if I go above 75%, I'll be pretty happy with that. So right now I'm at 60, 3 for 5. Let's go into the awards. I'm going to give myself the Sinners Award. For those that didn't see the movie, Haley Steinfeld, who's Josh Allen's wife, she's in Sinners. Sinners is about vampires. For those that are unfamiliar with the lore, vampires often come back from the dead. Going into Sunday night, I was down 73 points. And I don't know who checked so far today, but I did end up winning. And like a vampire, I came back from the dead. And for those that know the movie Sinners, there's a scene where Haley Steinfeld's on top of Michael B. Jordan and spits in his mouth. And winning this week kind of feels like spitting in the mouth of Borelli. I did rank him 10th. He took some hatred with that ranking and let me know about it on Sunday outside of the chat. And not saying Borelli's 10th right now, but I did end up winning, and I am 1-0, and he is 0-1. Mike gets the Chicago Bears Award every year. Bears fans, whether it's on Twitter, Blue Sky, Reddit, they love to claim that they won the offseason, and then they go way below expectations, and they are labeled by the 31 other fan bases the same old Bears. Mike, like the 85 Bears, won a ring, but now his expectations are absolutely never met, and he's just same old Mike. Mike, 3 years ago, won a ring, and has done 4 years ago, and done jack diddly shit since. And he's just same old Mike. Give it 3 weeks and he'll forget to set his lineup. Jake. I'm giving Jakey Poo the Osama Nix Lawden Award. Jake coined the phrase Zero Dark Frankie after Jake won last year. And like in the movie and real life, Zero Dark 30, it's about an assassination of a vile person. Jake, reigning champs, needs to be taken out because like in real life and in fantasy, when you win, there's a target on the back, and Jake loves to have his voice heard in the group chat, and I'm not the only one that is just rooting on the downfall. Drost gets, and this one's kind of recycled, so I apologize, Nicholas, but at least you get a mention. He gets the Mention Me award. Drost took hatred with being ranked 7th. He was also, like Borelli, maybe it's a Nick thing, texted me outside the chat prior to the rankings of the videos, and was just like, if I'm not ranked in the top 3, we're going to have an issue, and I'm going to make your life hell over the fantasy season. I ranked him 7th. But what I will say, Nicholas, here's your award. You showed out. You scored the most points, even with Christian McCaffrey, who up until Sunday was a game time decision, and Kittle, who was out after the first drive. So good on you for scoring the most points, even though this is a league you don't care about, as you made mention on Thursday, because it's not that high of a buy-in. Johnny Boy, I gave you the Patty Cake Baker's Man Award. You had a small margin of victory, but a win's a win, and you truly have an unreal quarterback to lead you to multiple victories. Watching the game with you on Sunday, it really just seemed like another, I don't want to say disappointing season, but another like middle of the road season until Baker, as he so often does, loves to show out in the fourth quarter. And I'm going to award you the Baker's Man Award season, or Baker's Man Award. Dupe for the last award. He gets the Miley Cyrus Award. For those of you like Miley Cyrus, she has a hit song about buying flowers. And Ryan, you deserve your flowers after Zay Flowers brought you to a win with his career game on Sunday night. I also really, on a side note here, Ryan, I think you have a funny team name, especially since your reading corner in your house collects more dust than a vacant house. I lent you a book 4 years ago, and I truly believe I will win a ring in this league before that book is either opened or finished by you. When you were living in Chicopee, I gave you the book. You showed me in your bedroom where you'd have a rocking chair and a table right there with a book there. And I just think book club name, it's very comical. All right. Week 2 preview. Jared versus John, 50-50. I'm rolling with myself for a victory. I think we're starting off the season 2-0. 53% Mike to Frankie's 47. Frankie, I think, will bounce back. I'm going to give it to Frank. 62% for Borelli versus Drost is 38. I'm going to roll with Borelli because I think Borelli has a very, very strong team. Not saying you don't, Drost. I just think that, with Kittle's injury, it's not the best. And Borelli's team really would have won against every team except for Drost and I's. 53 to Dupe, 53% favored to Jake's 47. I'm going to roll with Dupe, especially because I think that A.J. Brown's going to throw his little hissy fit this week to his quarterback, Jalen Hurts, which is going to make him get him the ball. 51% for Jones to Dan's 49. Very evenly split matchup coming on here. I'm going to roll with Jones. Yes, you all may say I'm a hypocrite for saying that Dan had the best team after the draft, but that's after the draft. Dan has a very, very strong bench, but I think Jones's team will prove out. I mean, hey, Kyler Murray, he had diarrhea on Sunday, so he didn't really play his best game. I think he'll turn it around and help lead Jones to a victory. All right. It's a longer video. Sorry about that. But before I end the video, we're just going to do updated rankings after week 1. And the video is longer because, as it shows on YouTube, the awards, rankings prior to the season, and then week 1, week 2, week 3, those go from having 10 views, and then once some teams are eliminated, down to 7 or 6. So this is a longer one, but I think this will be the most watched. All right, at 10, we have Mike. At 9, we have Frankie. Scored the least amount of points. Kind of had to put him there. I'm going to give myself 8 because I truly think that if it wasn't for Josh Allen, I wouldn't have broken a 100. I don't think that. I know that. Also, my award, if it wasn't for Sinners, was going to be the bowling pin award but reversed because I'm very top heavy with Josh Allen, and then everything else kind of just dwindles out. At 7, Zach. At 6, John. At 5, Borelli. At 4, Dan. At 3, Jake. At 2, Ryan Dupont. And at 1, Drost. Now, Drost, you get 1 because your team still showed out while having George Kittle sidelined, and you scored the most points. That's why you're up at 1. Thanks for watching, boys. Under 10 minutes. Hell of a season starter.